forgot about you, but I'm going to throw it back in there. I don't know if there will be any additional messages, but okay. Kayla, if you don't know who this next person is, it's totally fine. There is a female that comes through before Samuel, okay? And this person, if this person has a classic common name of an older person, okay, and I believe this person is probably a grandmother or like a mother or an old aunt. This person passes of something medical, has a hard time getting around toward the end, probably has glasses and short hair, looks like a typical old lady, to be honest with you. Looks like a typical grandma, okay? My Noah was just coming through so many of those messages. That is so beautiful. I'm glad that you could hear, like, the raindrops of diversity in your message as they splash and hit different platforms, and then there's literally a whole conversation in one little sprinkle, you know? It's amazing. Okay, so you said Rena or Rena. I assume that it's her. This person, I don't know, this person just, it looks like they provide a sense of stability to your childhood. And then they give me another sign like, their house smells classic, like potpourri, or is decorated very specifically and nothing ever changed. Okay, beautiful. So whoever that is, whoever that resonates to you as, she's like, yes. See, we just got to go a little farther, and they usually keep going and going and going. So this person right here, before we get into Samuel, that's your primary guardian angel with you all the time. Can Samuel be with you all the time? Yes, but this person's there whether you want them to be there that exact second or not, right? So whoever this is for you, primary guardian angel, love that vibe for you. Okay, so now we have Samuel. So Samuel tells me he passed before his time. He tells me whatever it was kind of back and forth, and he takes partial responsibility. He says ultimately it happened very quickly. He gives me an analogy. An analogy is like, let's say you're always this is weird, but let's say you're always carrying wood with the thought that I'll get stronger carrying this wood and doing this hard labor, doing whatever this situation that is challenging, whatever situation I'm in, I'll just get stronger. I'll build up an immunity. I'll learn to perfect a skill, okay? And then eventually, like, imagine, I know this is going to seem so weird, but imagine, like, walking logs, thinking it's going to help you or make you stronger or build your tolerance. And then 1,000 logs later, you're just fucking tired. You know, you're just kind of tired. 1,000 logs later, and you're kind of exhausted. It's like all the things you've built up and been up to kind of catch up. There's no slowing down. This could be something underlying. This could be something medical. This could be, it almost seems lifestyle. Well, I did it, and then I didn't do it, and then I was doing this, and I was back and forth. It could be medical. Usually my sign symbol for medical looks like a bunch of, you know, what this lady gave us, which is medical, but she makes you feel like you aren't kind to your body. You don't get glasses of water in between hauling wood. You can't really expect to build off that. You just kind of like, instead of a building up an immunity or tolerance or whatever it was, okay, it was almost like wearing you down, but you were thinking of it differently as it goes. Like, oh, I'm gonna, 5-second rule, I'm gonna eat this off the floor. Gives you a sickness. It seems like, oh, I'm gonna haul this wood and get strong. Weakens you over time. And so something we're back and forth on. It's not that it goes undetected. I just don't feel like it's gonna be what kills me. I mean, you might have to readjust your blood pressure meds every once in a while. Okay, I'm asking him. And then I think it kind of like we don't see it or we don't see what it is, catches up to us. Does this make sense? And we don't get a chance to say goodbye. I can see the page right here kind of glitching too. Hi, Jackie. Boop. How did this person... No, we got into a fight and told each other we hated each other, and then 2 years later he was dead. Did he have an underlying, like, addictive personality? Liked to drink a lot. Only did a little bit of drugs to keep him mildly, sedated occasionally. This is something that we're back and forth on. I don't really believe you guys hated each other. I think you guys were probably married in a past life, and he wasn't willing to make that change for having a better go with you in this lifetime. Seems like there is Ace Mashley. Seems like there is a partial responsibility. Here's what it seems like, being so just open. Let's say he likes to drink. You didn't really like that, but he kind of likes it. He doesn't really think it's a problem. So you guys are going to argue a bunch because he likes to drink. I'm just picking on it, right? And then eventually this leads to bigger arguments. And you're like, you know what? Fuck you. I ain't taking care of you anymore, right? And then he lives his life still continuing to drink the same amount that he is with no regulation and nobody, that truly is going to hold him accountable. It ends up being what takes him anyways. He thought he has a hold on this. Ooh, you think you're being filtered? Let's see. Do I have any moderators in the comments section by any chance? Any moderators in here? Any mods, ladies and gentlemen? Also, please make sure you are following my page. Am I a mod? I'll hit a comment and you can reply to it. Yeah, respond to me right there. I said bump. In case you can't find me, I said bump. Try responding to me. Let me know if I have any moderators in the comments. I know, I'm on so randomly on a Sunday, but that's okay. I'm sneaking on. Don't tell anybody I did it. Make them go, where have you been, when I show up online on Tuesday? Meow. I wanted you to know I love the way you laugh. I think my comments are being... I think you're also being filtered. What a bummer. What a bummer. Say it with some spaces. Throw an emoji in there. She's like, wait, what is going on? I see you there. You may have to reword whatever it is that you're saying. Might be inappropriate. Serena! Thank you for following. Word it very vaguely. That's how you know the answer is going to be good, not going to lie. Not going to lie, that's how you know it's about to be freaking awesome. And then Kayla's probably going to be the last one, and then I'm going to go to top gifters. Just so everybody is aware. Abby, I'll see that if you have a card hidden in there somewhere when we get started. Kayla the medium. Hello, hello, Crystal. Do. Crystal, it's so nice to see you again. Sometimes you're in, sometimes you pop out. Wow, it's not working. He was drinking. She's like, wow, it's not working. So even she's having a moment. I'm like, here's what it sounds like. Here's what it sounds like, Kayla. Sounds like he likes to drink. Sounds like y'all argued back and forth about it. Sounds like when you guys split up, he continued this behavior, not seeing how it was going to end his life. And then he went downhill from there. And it looked like just a pattern. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, it lagged. Should I pay with a card? You say, no, I can do a card for you. It's fine. And so, do I pay with a card? What do you mean? No. And she goes, wow, it's not working. And and then put like a beer. So he was drinking, and I think that it could have been that same habit, just like what he said. How amazing! Oh, and he was drinking. You mentioned a girl was driving, but in fact, when the man called 911, he said Noah was a girl. Really? That is wild, Jenna. You mentioned a girl was driving, but when the man called 911 for Noah, it was a girl. That is wild. I know you've been on my Facebook for years. Kayla said, well, he was drinking. Hey, Dreamgirl444, thank you for following me. He took a trip to heaven on his own accord. And I think that this was along this journey. And so that would make sense. It would make perfect sense why he takes responsibility for those actions as well. So the fact that back and forth, the situation with the drinking is probably ultimately what fueled and ended that relationship, continued his habits that he takes responsibility for, and it ends up taking his life. And he's essentially saying, I don't see any of that happening. And he didn't see it coming before it ended up happening. And he ended his life before his time. Incredible. And doing the smoky smoke. So we were cross-faded as heck. He's grounded. We'll ground him. Officially.